So last time we played, we finished up at the ruins of Beres. You managed to kill the old woman and her hut. Yeah. Which is where we finished the session.
Yeah, that hut was nails.
That hut
got banished.
every turn.
I'm glad I banished it at the start of the fight, and we can deal with it at the end on its own.
Oh yeah, with no hut, the hag wasn't too bad.
No.
Yeah.
That was MVP move. That was Adam. Banish it,
Yeah.
and then yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, I just went on the reasonable assumption that a walking house probably doesn't have much in the way of charisma.
Yeah.
Which,
What if it was
I mean, that's
really
not
well
metagaming, that's just a reasonable assumption.
Yeah, seems perfectly fair. Yeah, we know the situation. It's still overcast, vastly overcast, but not stormy. You're in the swamps of Beres. It stinks. There's flies. These ravens are still in a cage. What do you want to do?
Well, we're going to free the ravens. Didn't we agree we were going to do that? I thought we did. Might not have.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
presumably the list of things is 3 ravens, loot the hag, loot the house because there's this baby and a cot angel thing in the middle of the house.
yeah,
Which
I'd
is
say
possibly the
investigate
gem.
that before we loot.
Yeah. It's potentially, we know she has one of the gems for the winery, don't we?
You saw a green glow coming from out of the hut.
Yeah, wasn't it under the floor while we were in there?
Yeah. Well, let's go over a couple of things then. In terms of the baby, it seems to have disappeared. It was the only thing in the hut that wasn't screwed or nailed to the floor. But now that you're not entirely sure why, but it's not there. The cot's not there. The baby's not there.
Oh, the cot's gone as well, not just the baby.
The whole thing has disappeared.
Is that because I banished it and the baby didn't come back?
The baby's now in the Shadowfell. Well done, Adam.
Yeah, I did wonder that after I banished it. I did think, hang on, there was something else in there I wanted to look at. I'll worry about that later.
Illusionary.
That's
Yeah, it could have been an illusion, which is why it wasn't bolted down, because it wouldn't roll if it's an illusion.
Yeah, because you really would think that if you're going to bolt down a chair, you're going to bolt down a pram.
Bolt the baby down.
So we need a volunteer to loot the hag, a volunteer to look at the ravens, a volunteer to loot the house, and a volunteer to prize up floorboards. That's 4 people and 4 jobs.
Right, we'll do one of them each then.
I can investigate. I can investigate a woman.
I've heard rumours of that.
I'm telling Becca.
No, she's dead. Not Becca.
Yeah, that's even worse. So the hag, if you recall, she rose out of the bath covered in blood. She's stark bollock. If Nick's being particularly thorough, you might move the occasional bit of tissue up to have a look underneath. There's absolutely nothing on her.
Back to the house.
She's got no fabric pocket.
I just have a vision of Nick walking up to him, just pulling a rubber glove off.
Yeah. Let the fisting commence.
Ugh.
It's not pretty. It's just a marigold. It's not.
Made of chainmail.
Chainmail marigold. It's what all good nights wash up in.
That's a band name.
What?
Chainmail Marigold.
Oh. Are we unleashing with the druid what like to go and free the ravens?
Well,
I'm going for the house. It's less likely to be naked and covered in blood.
So we'll sort the ravens first because that's on the way into the house. The house is still. You can see that the cot and the baby have disappeared. Are you using a spell slot for Speak with Animals then?
Yeah.
Yeah. So straight away, soon as you commune in with the ravens, there's a let us free, free, and it's frantic.
Why have you been trapped?
Are you stupid or something?
There's just free, and that's the only thing that you're getting as they're sort of trying to buzz around. That it looks like they're injured. There's feathers missing, but it looks like it's in an effort to escape from the cage.
I'll try and calm them down and communicate that I'm here to help and we'll be trying to heal them if they need it.
Okay, Sam. Give me a persuasion then.
That'd be a no.
So yeah, no, not exactly. They're just not tuned into you. They're not listening at all.
They want to get out, it seems.
Yeah.
I don't think we need to speak with animals like that one. Was the cages locked, or were they just pushed shut?
It's a simple mechanism. There's like a little iron bar on a chain.
Right, I'll let them free.
Yeah. So soon as you let them free, that's it. They just scarper. You very much get the impression that these are ravens, proper ravens, as opposed to anything else.
A raven, that one.
Right.
But the ravens are free and clear, and they just bolt. They fly directly west.
Towards the winery, or?
Yes, exactly towards where you know the winery to be. Okay, so that takes us to the hut itself. The green glow has now stopped from inside. But as you step over the threshold, you, in fact, I'll give it you again. Open doorway is visible to one side of the hut, beneath which. No, hold up. Hut interior, here we go. 15 feet on a side and is packed with old furniture, including the cot's gone. There's a wicker cabinet, a slender wardrobe, a wooden table, a stool, a barrel-topped wooden chest reinforced with brass bands, and an iron tub stained with blood in the middle of the room. Is a ghastly, the crib's not there. Yeah. So you've got a fair amount of detail. Let me give you the map again, just in case we do actually need it.
I'm just going to chant to our fair warlock in the tub. In the tub.
Not going in there. All right.
So it is.
Actually, because I'm a lot stronger than you. If I want you in the tub, you're in the tub.
I'll cry.
I've seen him do it.
Yeah, just how many misty steps in a row to get away from me?
So it's busy inside. There's still blood on the floor, fresh. Well, it's starting to clot now, but the crib's no longer there. To be fair, you're sort of drawn to the chest, far side. Everything else is pretty much destroyed or already open.
From the door, I'm going to use Mage Hand to go and try and open the chest.
Okay. Just give me an investigation check.
Won't. Oh, look at that badness. 10.
Okay. Bear with me a second.
I just want the Mage Hand to take the trap damage if there is trap damage. I don't care about it. Make another one. Not a problem.
Okay. So as you open the lid, you're where are you standing, by the way?
I was by the door.
By the door. Okay. So you'd be aware of this. You trigger a glyph of warding, which just explodes. There's this god almighty explosion coming from inside. You're just out of range. I've just checked the range. The glyph can cover an area no larger than 10 feet in diameter. So if that's the center, 5, 10, yeah, you're just out of range of this glyph of warding. Out of the explosion, 4 crawling claws emerge and start sort of like, is it from the Adams family?
Oh no, it's the one that looks like me. It's Thing, isn't it?
Thing, yeah. But I'll be honest with you, and I only do this as a kindness to you guys. You'd annihilate these things without breaking a sweat. So you managed to.
I think Akxikas could take them in combat without breaking a sweat.
Yeah, I think so. But inside the container, I'm going a bit too fast for myself now. As you get closer, as the glyph goes off, you deal with the claws. You can see a muted green glow from where underneath where the crypt, from where the cot is.
Right.
And you can.
Oh, sorry.
Go on, mate. Go on.
I was going to say I'll cast Mage Hand again. I assume the first one got obliterated. Cast another one and try and lift up the green thing so we can have a look at it.
It takes a fair amount of effort. You might have to cast a few times to sort of prise the floorboards apart, and then it's sort of like a dug pit down below, about the length of an arm and about the width of 3 arms wide. But you managed to pick up a green gem. You've seen these green gems before. You're now in possession of 3 of them.
Wicked. So we need to be. Have we got 3 of them on us, or did we take the others? Have we already taken the others back? What was that, Adam? Sorry.
I don't think we might have been back with the first one, but we've definitely not been back with any more than that.
Well, that needs to be. We don't want to be carrying these around, do we? In case.
Sorry, what was that? We've got 3 out of 4.
3 of 3. One. Yeah, you've got them all.
Yeah, I thought we had them all. I misheard that.
Time to head back to the Ravens, I think.
Yeah, I mean, do we want to make sure there's definitely nothing else in this weird hut thing before we go?
Fully. Yeah.
Well, inside the chest, there is quite a collection. There's quite a cache of treasure inside. So, given the fact that you have the advantage of a little bit of time now, I'm going to assume that you're going to be able to identify all of these items. I'm not going to faff with the actual semantics of it. So, in total, there is 1,300 gold pieces. Yeah, and this the fact that there's gold pieces in here. There's no date, there's no stamp, but specifically they're not Electrum pieces, and they seem to have nothing to do with Strahd. There's 500 gold piece gemstones.
Oh, Jesus. I might need these later so I can add them to the list. But...
Sure.
Yeah, do we know what they are? Because, I mean, it could be useful for spell components, couldn't they? Various people.
What I'll say is one of them is a diamond.
Right, so...
I've got a 500 gold piece diamond.
And then 500 gold piece other things.
There's a small vial with quite a viscous fluid inside that you identify as oil of sharpness.
I'll hand that to Dan.
I think with a sun sword, I don't know if it'd apply, but
what is the vial of?
Oil of sharpness.
Turns your blade into a sword of sharpness temporarily, if I remember.
I would give it to the guy with a mace then and turn that into a mace of sharpness.
I think that'd be silly, personally.
Let's not break the illusion of sensibility.
There's 2 spell scrolls inside. Both have a stamp or markings of the Morning Lord on. One is Mass Cure Wounds, and the other one is Revivify.
I'm going to pass them to Jarek.
There's a pouch containing 10 +1 sling bullets.
Ted. Oh, you've got a sling, Ted. You haven't, have you? I'm thinking of another campaign.
Yeah, that's me.
Have you got a sling in that case?
It's been using magic balls all the way through.
Flick them at people.
Two more items. There's a set of pipes of haunting.
I play the pipes. I'll take them if no one cares.
Go for it, mate. Pipes of haunting.
The way that came across, Mark, it was almost if Akxikas just picks them and starts playing them now. It's just like, whoa.
I don't know what they do, so I'm certainly not going to do that.
I just had a sudden panic. Whoa.
Pipes of haunting. I was going to put something in there. Pipes.
And the last item is a stone of good luck, if you wish to research that. Or I can do it for you.
Right, so I'm just kind of adding things in as I go to try and catch up.
I'll read this for you then. So, Stone of Good Luck, or otherwise known as a luck stone, it does require attunement. While this polished agate is on your person, you gain a +1 bonus to ability checks and saving throws.
Ooh. Well, I reckon who's not had anything.
Who hasn't got any attuned items?
I think we've all got attuned potentially, haven't we?
I think so. I don't know how many.
Dave's right. I can't use the oil of the oil of sharpness.
All right. In that case, we'll sell that, and you can have the pebble.
So this, sorry, Adam, go on.
Sorry, I was about to say the only thing I've not added in so far is the the gems, just for sake of. I'll do those in a bit. I think I've caught up with everything else and added it in appropriately. But yeah, it's who wants the gem of luck, really, isn't it?
I mean, it's going to be good on everyone, but
yes. It's
what do we want to be more successful at check-wise? Is it pumping up?
It's the check and the saving throw.
It saves, yeah.
It's the save. I would say it's the saves more importantly. Who will be kept in the fight by the saves? If it's the saves, I mean, Dan, you've already got a higher plus than anyone else when you're on your own, haven't you?
Mm-hmm.
Compared to the rest of us. But I don't know. There's no right or wrong for that one.
We could play rollies for it if there's no obvious contender.
As much as I'd love to have it and get an extra +1 to everything, I have obviously my +5 to all saves from being a paladin, and Cloak of Protection, which gives +1 to all saves.
I think you're the kind of not the worst choice for it, but you know, others could benefit from it better.
In which case, I'd say Adam's the other up fronter.
It's either personally, I'd say it's me or Ted, because Ted's got the high power spells that keep the extra concentration would be useful on. An extra +1 concentration.
I think Adam, you've got good concentration, and you're a frontliner, so more likely to be hit.
Possibly, yeah.
I mean, I'm cool. I've got me big fat golem, and those pipes are nice. I've just read them. And it doesn't affect. I can choose for it not to affect friendly people as well, which is handy.
I mean, it'd be funny to say that the luck stone would mean I have a minimum Constitution saving throw of 10 for concentration checks, but no.
I don't think it's necessary. I don't think it's just not necessary, is it?
A minimum of 9 still fine.
Yeah.
With advantage on them.
I don't mind. If it's me or Ted, I don't mind either way. As I say, it's better for me as a frontliner. It's better for Ted as the high impact concentration spells. It's purely
play rollies for it.
If you go against the
Can
intelligence, target Ted, so having it on there. But
While
general,
you're sorting it, I'm going to go and get. If you want to get words, I'm going to go and grab your
Righto.
drink.
Okie dokie. Let's do some words quick then while he's gone.
you're on straight with Fondle again, Dan.
I've gone straight in with Fondle. I don't think I've gone again.
Fondle.
I've had
I
the
feel like you say
tweet,
Fondle a
I
lot.
had the scroll, so you have it. Oh, it doesn't matter because you're fucking frozen anyway.
What's
We
that?
can hear you. Then.
We can hear you, Ted.
We can hear you ranting at the freezing.
Oh, okay. Fine.
You're moving again now.
What did you say, sorry, Ted? You stopped again.
Do you want a word, Adam? Did you want to go for a word?
Badger.
Badger. That's going to be off and on again, isn't it? Let me just...
Hello? No?
Hello.
Hello.
I can hear you. Gone again.
Okay,
Oh.
because I didn't notice anything had happened to me, but clearly it had. And now you're all frozen again.
We can hear you now, dude.
Okay. Right. Did we manage?
Right, again.
To get as far as Adam having the stone, because I had the wisdom scroll. Fantastic.
I heard that. Did you hear it, Adam?
I got some bits.
The bit that came through for me was Ted said, "Do you want the stone?" because he had the wisdom book.
I mean, that's not a bad shout, 'cause obviously that gave him a big plus to all his stuff, which could have gone to either one of us quite happily.
Yep.
But
that's all I got through from Ted.
He's texting.
he's moving
Saying,
again.
me scroll you stone, yeah. Yeah. Do you want us to do your word, Ted?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, you can't hear.
Yes.
Yeah.
It seems when we can hear Ted, he can't hear us, and when we can't
Yeah.
hear Ted, he can hear us.
Oh, it's going to be one of those nights then. Ted's having connection issues, Mark.
Oh, tatters.
Yeah.
Have we decided who's getting the pebble?
Yes, Adam's having it.
Yeah.
Right, sand.
So I put it on, but obviously not attuned it yet.
Yeah, it could be handy.
Yeah. So to that end, while you're searching, I mean, it takes you a good 10 minutes to rummage through. Well, in fact, to identify, it's going to take you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6
hours, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, almost exactly an hour to cast your ritual 6 times. In fact, 66 minutes. So it's up to you. That is a short rest, or you can hang fire and nothing's moving in this.
Just a side note, obviously on the big map, didn't you say there was like a load of, was it sheep or goats penned in?
Yes.
Can we go and free them, because we've killed the person that assumes them? I don't want to
Yeah.
leave them penned in.
Absolutely. They on approach, if you remember, there was no gate. It's just a wire fence all the way around, and you could come to the conclusion that someone would have to fly into the pen to lift the goats out. You've seen the hag flying in this skull, so that's the way in. As you get closer, the human skulls on top start screaming in alarm. One of your plans was you were going to go and free the goats earlier, which would have alerted the hag to your presence. So, but yeah, they. The other thing that you notice is the carcass of goats outside the hut have been drained of blood. And the blood in the bath is obviously the goats must have been some kind of ritual that she was engaged in, or just some kind of sadistic pleasure. Who knows? But the goats, being goats, just mill around. But yeah,
I just want to give them the option that they can leave.
No problem.
It was a bit mean to just leave them there.
Yeah, well, you've not actually seen a great deal of livestock in Barovia.
Have the skulls stop screaming?
Yeah, the skulls won't scream for, or you can just smash them if you want.
I know a man with a big hammer who could just hit them.
That's actually a fair point from the DM there. I mean, Ted, could you encourage the goats to follow us? Because I'm sure, one of the towns would quite happily have a flock of trained goats or domesticated goats.
Put them in your bag of holding.
I am not putting the goats in the bag of holding.
No, they'll die.
They'll have dead goats. And also, the bag of holding is quite full. I probably won't fit even one goat in there.
Yeah, we can. I mean, how far have we got to take them?
I don't know, but obviously you've still got to talk with animals to go. I can't imagine goats are great conversationalists, but
I have got quite good animal handling as well, so you think that would help with shepherding?
You can be lord of the goat for a while.
Well, let's have a roll at animal handling then, Ted. If you're willing to use another spell slot, you can have advantage on the roll as well to see if they'd be keen to follow you.
I'll just start with animals last.
Well, you've been sort of 66 minutes identifying all the bears.
Yeah, why not? So with advantage. So
sure, yeah.
That's. Oh, there we go. Sorry. Advantage. Roll. Needed it. That's shockingly bad still.
Plus 10 for 17. Yeah. So the brief conversation you have with the ghosts, it's not thrilling. It mostly revolves around something, I can eat that. Something else, I can eat that. But you convince them to follow you wherever you're going. This sort of older one, the one with the longest beard, will tell you that you just rope them up, otherwise they will wander off, and be careful because they will try and eat the rope.
Strahd will never see this coming.
Yeah, I mean, I do have a length of hempen rope still. So
yeah, we've all got something. We've all got rope. Be a problem. Yeah, we can do that.
Okay, so night time is approaching.
Just a side note: has anyone got a D16 to hand?
D16.
Don't worry. So one of my guys needs a random roll for Blood Bowl. He's just checked message while we're live to see if I could do a D16 roll for it online. But there isn't a D16 roll in D&D.
No.
All right. I mean, I have.
Can you point the camera down?
Do it, Ted.
16.
Hang on.
So I've not got one anywhere near me, and the camera's attached to my screen. I'd have to tip the monitor over.
You can't even roll 2d8, can you?
No.
Is this for a league?
Yeah, I've got a league game that needs a random roll. I need one as well, but I'll do mine tomorrow night.
Oh, okay.
We're partway through a league at the moment.
Nice. I think the Derby Blood Bowl League stopped running. I've not heard anything about that for a while.
Well, we're about 3 games in. 3 games in, I think.
Yeah, 3 games in.
Yeah.
My undead team are shit.
Undead or necromantic?
Undead.
Undead.
Yeah,
my Amazons are holding the fort against things they should not be holding the fort against.
Oh,
You should have horribly died. Horribly died.
Have you got a Yeti?
Not for Amazons, they're Norse.
Oh, yeah.
That is
I have been paired against the 2 bashy returning
10.
teams.
10 is the random number for Jay. Super. Thank you.
10. Probably could have used a better dice than my glow in the dark one, but
Anyway, sorry about that.
Yeah, no bother.
Random side joint.
Yeah, if one person's good enough to watch the stream, then fine.
Yeah, I mean,
Do what you want.
Of all the tangents we're going to go on tonight, that's at least gaming related.
Yeah. So night is approaching then. You've still, I mean, the oh no, you annihilated the scarecrows. There's no sign of the ravens. There's no sign of any life whatsoever that isn't anything more sophisticated than insect life anywhere near you.
It's so shall we? Well, it's shall we sort of rest tonight and set off in the morning, or
I don't particularly want to sleep anywhere
really
near
do
his
with
house.
some healing. So resting.
I mean, of all the buildings that are around here, is the one that's more complete that we could nestle down in and still somehow corral the goats?
Yeah, absolutely.
I can make a Learman's tiny hut, and we can put
I don't want the goats in a tiny hut.
Yeah.
How many goats are there?
Wow, that's a cool picture.
Several.
Well, this is fan art.
Sleep in a mound of goats.
You're sleeping.
I like atmospheric pictures of ruined things.
Yeah. Well, it's a reasonable representation, or quite an accurate representation of the mansion, the ruined mansion. It's as it's described in the book. That's exactly how it looks, and that's the most intact building that hasn't tried to kill you in the last 24 hours.
So we're sleeping in that one, yeah.
I can bung a Learman's tiny hut inside, so
Well,
we can bring the goats in.
Have the tiny hut, but having it inside that is a bit more sheltered and out of the way, so less visible.
Less chance of the ghosts attracting attention, I suppose, as well.
I mean, we'll just see how many goats are left in the morning.
Well, there are 9 goats in total. Are you keeping the 9 goats in the enclosure, or are you? What do you
reseal the enclosure until morning? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. Let's through the night then. Let's have a perception check from all of you.
Yeah, we can see through the hut anyway. It's perfectly.
The achievement happens at the end, doesn't it? So I can't have the +1 on this until after the rest of the
perception. Did you say perception? No, you didn't.
Perception.
Yes, please.
Fucking Christ.
Yeah, rubbish.
I think we're all watching the goats.
Right. And then, Adam, would you roll a d4 for me, please?
I can do that. 2.
2. Okay. Okay, that turns out quite well. On Fester, on your watch, you notice from out of the swamp and the grass, you can see 2 giant snakes. These are massive snakes sort of slithering towards the goat enclosure.
3d6 minus 2, Adam.
What?
You may.
What?
3d6 minus 2 is 1 to 16.
We've done it now. Anyway.
We've done it with that.
So yeah, I'll be alerting people.
Oh, well, sorry, that just popped into my head.
People to said snakes.
So we've not completed the rest, so we're as we are.
Yes.
2 giant snakes.
Yeah, heading towards the goat pen.
How much do we like the goats?
Very.
Fine. Sorry, before we go in, roughly how far through the night is this, approximately, based on our rest period?
It was the second watch, so if we split it into 4, was it the second watch? Yes, it was the second watch. So we'll say of the 8 hours, you're 3 in.
Okay. So just my ring of regeneration, because every 10 minutes, do 6 hit points.
Cool.
So I'm back to full health. I think. I mean, I'll roll them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I
I
would
am
have
most
gained
definitely
A
not.
short rest for gaining hit dice.
spells, yeah. Spell.
73. I'm back to full health.
spell.
So I'm more than happy to engage.
Yeah,
this
I can quite happily enter combat. I'll have had a short rest, so I'll have got
And
my pack
how are
slots back.
you health-wise, Ted?
He's not very well, I don't think.
Bad. Everything's bad.
I
Only
mean,
got
obviously
2
we're
left.
holding back, but I'm happy to pump a little bit of healing into you first if you wanted some.
I say, well,
You
I'm
can't
single
resist the
digits,
pumping
so
from Adam. I know
bad.
I couldn't.
Later, Mark.
especially not when I'm surrounded by goats.
Just have a vision of you hanging back surrounded by goats, and goats will just start butting you for 1 damage each now.
Yes.
I'm gonna. I mean, roughly how bad are you, Ted? Are we talking like less than a quarter, or?
Single figures.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Okay. Where's quite a few spells. So, we've got. Where's Cure Wounds gone?
Remember, I went down twice last time.
I don't remember those things. Why can't I seem to upcast Cure Wounds? Where's it gone?
I've got no healing potions either. Thought I had one. Must have used it.
Well, I work out why it's not letting me upcast Cure Wounds. I was going to spell slots. I'm going to hit you with a 4th level Cure Wounds.
Ooh. The big guns are coming out.
What?
Spell slots.
Right, okay, refresh those. Wasn't loading. Right, 4th level Cure Wounds. It's not them. 28.
28.
28.
Thank you.
Then we'll engage in some way or other.
Okay, I'm just going to I'll put another some convenient point during the long rest. I'll put another 3rd level heal word of healing into Metal Jeff.
Okay, righto. Yeah, no problem. Okay then. So you what you've got is the pen itself. It's quite a large enclosure. And you can see these 2 snakes, and now that Festus seen them slithering towards, and they're flanked by 2 others. They're heading almost directly north towards the pen, and you're just off to the east. They don't seem to be bothered by you, or they certainly haven't seen you where your tiny hut is. If you move to engage, they're likely to see you.
I mean, do we want to move to engage, or would you want, assuming these are just giant snakes that want to eat goat, do we just move towards them trying to make a lot of noise and see if they just get driven off?
Try it.
So me and Nick at the front, you 2 a little bit further back, moving towards them.
Yeah, we can use cantrips to make really loud noises, can't we?
Yeah, make noise and yeah.
Make some noise.
Make some noise.
Draw attention and try and scare them off. If not, attack.
If not, bring it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, being as because if I mean, what have you got? You've got thaumaturgy, you've got prestidigitation, you've got a druidcraft, I should imagine. So let's have a group intimidation roll with advantage.
Oh yeah.
Am I intimidating? I've got a sun sword and that's it. Got no cantrips.
Yeah, no, that's fine, mate. That's fine.
You could just shout and pull faces.
And a voice.
Yeah.
And those mighty 12.
12.
Yay!
Was that with
20.
advantage as well, Adam?
Oh, we get advantage.
Hang on, I think I
Yeah.
caught the wrong one.
Oh.
Yeah, I caught insight. Hang on.
If it's advantage, 16.
So it's an extra +2 on what I got because for the intimidation because I rolled the wrong one rather than re-roll.
Gotcha. So it was advantage, yeah. So that's 14.
I got a natural 20.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
21.
Yeah. You managed to make enough noise that these snakes become aware of you and then just slither back down into the grass into the south. So yeah, no, that's we can say that has been dealt with. Yeah. So back into Liam's tiny hut, because you can enter and leave at will, I believe, Mark.
As long as they were in it when I cast it, they can come and go at will.
Yeah, and I'm gonna look towards Dan to suggest that wasn't really much of an action. So unless the rules state otherwise, I'm quite comfortable for you to continue resting.
Yeah, it'll probably be disturbed for quite a while. You can just carry on tracking through.
Shall we go full rest then? Long rest.
We need to recast Tiny Hut.
I'll recast Tiny Hut. That's no problem.
Okay.
The minute Mark walks out of Tiny Hut, it vanishes.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Right. Well, it's
Ritual.
what's it anyway? It's no ritual anyway. So yeah. Okay. Yep. Go for your long rest. So dawn, as dawn does in Barovia, creeps up on the horizon. There's not a great deal of difference between night and day, especially in the swamp of Beres. Everything, as far as you can see, bearing in mind visibility in the swamp of Beres isn't great. The day is now yours, though, gentlemen, after your long rest.
I'm going to roll, Dave. I'm going to roll 2d8 plus 4 to see how many charges I get back on my staff.
Okay, dude.
So this is the 2d8.
And just in case it becomes relevant today, Dave, I've no longer got -1 on initiative rolls because of that stone. So I usually range that in map tools for when it rolls.
I had 11. Sorry, I had 10 charges, so that's
right.
11. So that puts me back on 20.
Bear with then. So, okay.
It's easier after one for the rest of today's session, but just for.
No, it shouldn't. So your token needs a +1 to.
It just needs neutral, needs a 0 initiative modifier rather than a -1 that it should have been on.
Go and
that's ace, mate. It was well worth giving to you then.
Yeah.
Right. Let me.
What was that?
The Stone of Good Looks got rid of my negative initiative modifier.
Bonus to initiative 1. Right, so let me just save this. Bob's tokens. And then if you'll forgive me, I'm just going to roll it just to make sure. So you're, +0.
Super.
Spot on. Cool. Okay, yeah, like I say, gentlemen, the day is yours.
There was nothing else in this area of the country that we were aware of, so is it we're just heading for the winery, get rid of the stones and see if they want a herd of goats to eat all the grape? Well, they probably don't want the goats.
They might do.
No, we'll probably the goats are probably better in Cress. I think it was Kresk, whatever. But we want to get rid of these, get rid of these 2 stones.
Yes.
So unless anyone has anything better to suggest, head for the winery.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sure. North from Lewis, one of my other players, is going to go with Gnome for the Mark game. Do you want to play the Mark game, Ted? By the way, give it up to.
Oh, I take it you didn't hear what I said then. Fantastic.
No.
I obviously said shave and halfling, which you just said. No.
Shave.
Garnish.
Oh, garnish.
Garnish, because he's just said shave.
Ah. Did he? Right. Garnish a gnome. Okay, so north from Beres, it takes you the best part of a day to get back to the crossroads, hello Mark, of Svalich Road, and then you travel west, going past the Wizard's Tower, and then you find the branch of the road from the Svalich Road leading to Wizard of Wine's winery. So it's going to take you 2 days to get there.
Okay.
Did we not have the carriage?
No.
You couldn't take it into the swamp with you.
Yeah, didn't we leave it at the Wizard's Tower?
I don't remember having a carriage.
I was just thinking, like, we've got all these goats. We've got a carriage.
Let them eat the carriage.
Yes, let them eat the carriage.
Might be tough eating for goats.
So on approach, it's getting towards nightfall when you're approaching the Wizard of Wine's winery, and it's the usual greeting. You can now clearly see ravens flying around. You can see. You recognise the raven with the blue streak that you've seen several times before, goes towards the winery, and then Davian, the old boy from the Wizard of Wine's winery, comes out to give you a warm greeting, and it's very much, gentlemen, come, it's good of you to visit again, and he wants to know your business.
What we've got. Yeah, he'll never guess what we've got.
Oh, do tell.
Well, I'll pass him. I've got one of the stones. I assume Adam's got the others. I'll pass him the green stone we got from the hag.
I will pass him a goat and say, "This is Kevin."
Kevin likes wine.
There you go. Let's give you the picture I've got for Davian. This is fan art, if you recall. I like this picture. So he in response to the gem, he'll say, "This is incredible. This is incredible. We're just one missing now. I don't believe it."
I think Adam's got.
Guess what? The goat ate.
I have no idea which one of them is counting the other one. So.
yeah, that's fine.
One of us presents it. I have no idea which one.
It's not. I know it's not me. So
Bags are not it.
Well, what I will do for returning this, are you dropping Kevin off with them as well? Are you bequeathing a goat to?
We can give them one goat. They can take care of one goat. I'd have thought.
Yeah. The suggestion would be, Davian says, "Well, forgive me for the brashness of the request, but any chance we could have a mating pair?"
Yes, this is Cynthia. You can have Kevin and Cynthia.
Kevin and Synth getting down, Barovia style. Yeah.
Not pimping out the goats.
So what I'm going to, because we're back to the original version of what it's called now, inspiration.
Well,
so you can all have inspiration for returning all 3 gems and bequeathing some sex goats to the Wizard of Wine's winery.
Couldn't be phased like that.
Sorry, mate. Was that too far for you, Adam?
Let's go.
That's not what we were giving them.
We should give half of the remaining goats to Valaki and half to the other town whose name I can't remember. Where the abbot was.
Front half or back half?
Oh,
Krez.
I just said the whole lot to Crest. It was a little bit more impoverished compared to the major town. And they'd probably be more thankful for it. Also, they're looking after ex-werewolf boy on your behalf. So
yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Crest for the goats.
We're taking 7 with us on to Crest when we go. But
yeah.
So yeah,
what does he say when Adam gives him the 3rd gem, Dave? Is he happy bunny?
Oh yeah. No, he's over the moon. He's he can't believe it. In the history of Barovia, since the Mordkov family have been in this land, nothing like this. No one has ever presented them with any form of gift. Never mind the gift of their livelihood back. Not only that, he will say to you that you've pretty much saved the whole of Barovia from going mental for as long as they can retain and make wine. It's the only thing that keeps the people of Barovia sane is the production of wine, and you've now.
We don't want to eat the pies.
As a reward, when we finally, because we've not actually really worked out if we've got a group name, can they name a brew after us?
Yeah, sure. Well, they will rename one. If you recall, those 3 different grapes. There's the dragon. I can't remember them myself, but there's the Dragon Crush, the cheap one. There's the second one, and then there's the Champagne de la Stomp. They're going to change that to Champagne de la.
Right, it's really group name.
Psychotronic Love Commandos.
Champagne de la Psychotronic Love Commandos.
No. That sounds more like a craft beer. So we need a group name, and when we do, we've got a champagne left for us. There we are.
Yeah, it's not bad, that is it? Yeah, they're as always. I mean, you were given room and board for life at the winery anyway. Not much has changed here. They did receive message from the birds that you've also managed to destroy the hag in the swamps, and it was the hag in the swamps that was she'd set the druids on them, she'd set the scarecrows on them, and she was the one that stole the first of the gems. So, left, right, and centre, as you guys have been doing through the whole of Barovia, putting out fires, making friends. Yeah.
Did they do out with the tree?
Not yet. They've moved towards it, so they've been and wrecked it, but it's going to take them a good few months to do it properly. It's root and stem. What they are doing is they're visiting regularly, at least once a day. If there's any growth, they're burning it. But to actually dig up the roots, do it properly, they're going to have to dig a massive parameter. The roots of that thing are long and deep.
It wasn't a nice tree, was it?
It was not a nice tree.
No, I didn't enjoy it.
So, what have we got left to tick off the list?
Yeah, that was my question.
Revenants? Was it a
We've
Revenant?
not been anywhere near the Revenants, have we? And they were
Revenant
just
camp, and I can't think of really anything else that jumped out at me that we were meant to.
finding Mordenkainen's spellbook.
Oh yeah, didn't we think that was going to be the witch? But there was obviously nothing out there, was there?
No, nothing at all.
He went to see the Lich, though, didn't he? So hopefully he's
Yeah, he's gone to see the Lich, but yeah. But either way, we haven't come across that. So Revenant's really the only major location we know of that we haven't been to. Is the last chance for the book, unless it's past.
I mean, thinking of that the night before, I mean, it would be backtracking. Do paladins have locate object? Potentially whilst we were in the swamps, if the last known location was the swamp.
Yeah, but we've
Have a
never
look
seen
around.
Yeah.
But you only have to have had it described in enough detail, which Mordenkainen did, didn't he? Because the plan was originally, when he told us about it, was to potentially locate object. I have locate object prepared regardless. I just keep it prepared.
Have you had a long rest, Dan? Because I've still got your hit points at 85.
No, I don't think I've clicked the long rest button.
Okay, cool.
It'd be better when you do.
Where did everyone go? I've only woken up.
In that case, Dan's got a level of exhaustion.
No, I stayed asleep. I've got a level of very well slept. So while I'm still in the swamp, I'll locate object and go for a wander.
Yeah. He's just like, where's everyone gone?
Where did everyone go? Where's the
When
tiny
you finally catch up to us, we've just got a goat wearing your cloak. A goat wearing your cloak, carrying your sun sword in its mouth.
Whether we can backtrack a bit, sorry, Dave, and whilst we're in the swamp on the way back, and I have locate object.
Sure. With the casting of locate object, there's absolutely nothing. I believe locate object
It's not a long distance. It's only within 1,000 feet of me.
1,000 feet.
Okay. Yeah. Nothing shows up.
Yeah. If you're familiar with you, 1,000 feet.
Yeah. Nothing pings.
Question then, Dave. How many? It's got a 10-minute duration. How many second-level spell slots do you want me to tick off for the walk?
Well, yeah. If you, no, it's fine, mate. It's fine. You didn't get into combat. You know, we'll fast forward. You've been casting it all the way to the Wizard of Wine Winery, so don't worry about your spell slots. If you're casting it on the way back east, then keep a track of it.
Wouldn't have cast it on the way there because I'd have saved the spell slots for the witch.
Yeah. I mean, it took us 2 days to travel back to the winery, Dan, so you'd have rested at least once. On
Oh,
the way
right.
back.
Yeah, 2
Yeah, 2 days, mate. 2 days.
And it would have
I've lost
only
up 2
been
days'
whilst in the swamp
rations.
that I'd have been doing it.
Yeah, so you're fine.
I don't know.
No.
So you're welcome to stay as long as you like at the Wizards of Wine Winery. They bed in Sylv and Kev.
As long as we like.
Yeah.
So let's go for some downtime.
Interesting.
We-
It's an
we've
interesting way
also
to end the
not-
game, but
Yeah, we've also not been to not Rictavio, Van Richten, and told him that we've located and allied with the Were Ravens. That was another thing we needed to do.
I want 2 weeks at a winery, thank you.
Get Van Richten to come and join us.
obviously there's still potentially slapping the Stent brothers are at Bart as well, isn't there?
Mm-hmm.
Which one was the Stents brothers?
Ed's
For my
backstory.
backstory.
Yeah, remind me where we saw them though. I can remember the name. I can't think where we met them.
They're the
Weren't they near
head
some
of the traveller
Elves?
community, aren't they?
That was it. Was it the travelling camp outside the very first town that we went through?
That's a wee ball. I've got some biscuits. I'll be
Outside
back.
Valaki, I think they're camped near the Dusk Elves. They do a lot with the Dusk Elves.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Did we come across 2 separate camps of them? I can't remember.
I think so.
That was
Two-
early days.
2 Vistani, but only one of them was Stents. The other one was the tarot reader, wasn't it? That we bedded down with.
You did what with it?
We bedded down with them. We stayed the night at a hospital one where we got the tarot readings, and then there was the less friendly group, which were the Stents.
Which have TED issues or Fester issues.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just amazed at the fact that Mark said he was going to get biscuits and has actually got biscuits. It wasn't a metaphor.
Oh,
What biscuits?
Here's the thing,
Let's-
Ted. They're actually never metaphors.
Oh, should we play the biscuit
quite-
game? Should we play the?
What's that?
Hold up. I'm going to go with Hobnob.
a biscuit.
I'm
No,
going to go with Bourbons.
no,
Maryland cookies.
no,
What's going on?
Yes, the
Oh, what
biscuits.
biscuits? Rich tea.
no.
It was the
You're
chap-
barking up the sweet biscuit tea. And actually, they're cheddars.
Oh.
That's not a biscuit.
Cracker.
You've just said they're cheddars.
Mhm.
What did you just dip it in? Because the answer should be nothing.
Nothing.
You did look like you did dunked it in something the way it went past.
Yeah.
I mean,
That was just a flourish.
Just a
blue cheese
flourish.
If you're dipping mini cheddars in
Salsa.
tea,
no, they're not
That'd be
mini
the
cheddars.
weirdest. Apparently, my great granddad used to like gravy on his rice pudding, which is properly sick. There's just no need for that.
Hmm.
I occasionally confuse people at work because when I'm having my sandwiches, I have soup in my cup, which normally has like tea in. And
So
a few
then you
times
go-
where I've dunked my sandwich in, they've gone, "What the fuck did you just do?"
I mean, it's understandable.
it's when your
tomato
answer
and chilli
is,
soup.
I forgot to tip the tea out and put the soup in today.
Where was the Revenant camp in relation to everything? Because did we know that? Or
The opposite direction, wasn't it, of Valaki? It's the direction we've not headed out. Is that right, Dave?
Yeah, I think so.
You've it's I'm just trying to remember if you've figured out. Yeah, no, you knew where it was. It's at Argenvost. Argenvost Holt, which is it's actually quite close to Beres. Let me think. You still got your map of the one that I printed out for you.
Where
isn't
would
it in
we
the
be
chat?
looking? General handout.
I think it was the
Handout, maybe?
handout, wasn't it?
This is in
Yeah,
Discord.
handouts.
Yeah. A little bit higher than where it normally is. Let me just see if I can.
Yeah, I've found it in there. Secretary.
Yeah, I can't see any
It's not on that map.
indication of where it is. No.
Which one? What was there?
Okay, so can you see where Beres is clearly labelled?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like a dotted line leading to Beres.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, that goes past what looks like a mansion. That is Argenvostholt.
I'll mention that someone's taken a big bite out of one corner.
That's exactly right, Adam.
That's not reassuring if it's anything representation.
Where are we at the winery? It's
Yeah.
not massively out of the way, is it?
No, I mean,
you're
the Raven,
on
probably not
the
far from
west
past it.
of Barovia. So you've got Krezk is not far from you. The Wizard's Tower is to the northeast. But everything from your location is east now.
what was? Have we been to Perez? What was there?
That's where the swamp was, the hag, and the hut.
Oh, at Perez.
Yeah.
Oh, so we were actually really close to it without realising.
Yeah.
I didn't realise. Oops. So should we go and deposit the goats at Crest, check up everyone's doing there, see if Van Richten's in his tower, and then head for Argenvost, whatever it is?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that does also potentially line up, Adam, with what you said of maybe that Revenant Camp has the book. If he knew it went missing somewhere near the swamp and they're camped up somewhere near the swamp.
They're near the swamp, and from the metagaming perspective of being a gamer, if there's an item you're missing and there's somewhere you've not been, it's probably there. It's no guarantee. It might have been in a cupboard that you forgot to open, but
Yeah, it's so desperate. Completely.
Exactly. Did
Yeah,
anyone
thanks for your
have
input,
mumble
Mark.
down on the scratch?
Yep.
Did anyone have just inaudible mumbles?
Who said gibberish?
most of us.
I'm good at that.
Okay.
So yeah, deposit ghosts at Kresk first. I mean, we can stay long enough that we're not rude.
Sure. Well, yeah, okay. They'll probably give you sort of like a few crates of wine if you're happy to take them to Kresk, just to pass the good cheer along. Common delivery boys now, Adam.
Strap it to the goats.
So you make your way north. It's a comfortable ride to get from the winery to Kresk in a day without night falling. Usual approach: guards on the wall. As soon as they spot it's you, as soon as they spot that you've got wine and goats, they're happy to wave you through.
All I want is wine and sex goats.
Look at Lex and Pieces. We've got goats. That's the real currency of Barovia.
Sex goats. So
you wanted them to let be eaten.
The only thing I was going to suggest, come before we left, as long because obviously Ted's got a thing with the Raven people, is finding out if they could possibly, scout out to find Van Richten, because we've no idea where he is, just to see if they
don't know he exists.
Oh no, they don't, did they? Yeah.
No, we joked with them and said, "Oh, we'll only tell Van Richten who you really are."
So we haven't admitted Van Richten is to them. What was his other name that he went here by?
Rictario.
Yeah. I mean, maybe ask if they could just locate him, so we could just do with finding him, if they could keep an eye out and maybe let Ravens know, because we are looking for him at the moment.
And, like, the Blue Dragon as well, I guess.
Yeah, well,
He's off doing his thing somewhere.
It would be better for an update from Bluey.
Yeah. An Australian dragon, eh?
Bluey's such a good program.
It is, yeah.
Have you watched the Sleepy Time one where Bingo goes into space when she falls asleep? It's amazing.
I don't think so, no. I've only caught a few of them.
Oh, it's well worth watching.
I'm a little bit disappointed that my two... Hey Dougie, my kids were at the right age for Hey Dougie, but they were too old for Bluey, so I've not experienced it, but it is supposed to be really good.
Just watch it, mate. It doesn't matter.
Well,
the special's great.
Really?
The Grey Nomads.
There's some really good ones on it, and there's like one with no dialogue whatsoever, and it's still fantastic to watch. It's just so well done.
Cool.
But it's not as good if you're just listening to it with no sound though. So with no picture.
Well, no, it's a cartoon.
Yeah. See what I mean?
Anyway,
so the ravens will report to you that they have seen or heard a winged menace, a large winged menace,
That sounds like him.
flying north into the Svalich woods.
but
they
we sent a raven with them as well, though, didn't we?
Yeah.
So the raven should be aware that he is friends with them at least.
Was it a blue menace?
Yeah. Okay. So the relay that you could possibly set up to get the dragon Tethix back to you would take possibly 2 days. As long as you're within sight of a raven, you can.
Yeah, we're not in a hurry to get him back to us. It's just we don't know what he's been up to.
The raven-based Interted.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got a raven network.
But yeah, he seems to have, or she seems to have made a camp north of the Svalich woods, quite close to the mists. The report will come back to you, but yeah, seems to be doing okay. In terms of Rictavia was last seen approaching the tower, the wizard's tower, and his location, you believe, the ravens believe, is there.
Okay, so Kresk checking their brotherly, and then carry on.
Okay, so picture of Kresk then as you're approaching. The guards wave you through, and Baron Kreskov, Dmitry Kreskov, meets you. And it's the usual, as you guys have been spreading, making friends, putting out fires. Yeah. As you arrive, he greets you cheerfully. The young boy that Rokkr was looking after is doing well. So is Irina and everybody else that you've seen to Kresk. Nothing untoward seems to have happened. Life is relatively peaceful here.
Yeah, as far as the stuff up with the abbots, everything's fine up there. He's not. Has he been helping the populace, or has he just kept to himself? Or
who's that? Sorry,
the abbot.
The abbot has been into the village and has been curing the sick. He's been he started his own garden to the north of the city. There's a shrine that he's been starting to rebuild. The noises, the constant bell ringing has just stopped. And in fact, you bump into the abbot as Dmitry, or Kreskov, as you'd refer to him. Shows you to the back of Kresk, where there's this idyllic pond, this crystal mirror shined pond with a shrine behind it dedicated to the Morning Lord, and the abbot's there, knelt down, attempting communion, but not having much luck. But his face lights up as he sees you approach, and he walks over to you and greets you.
That's good. It's not anything particular. Just wanting to check he's fine and just greet him friendly and whatnot. And who else did we leave here?
Well, we've checked. We had Irene. She's fine.
Yeah.
Little lad whose name I've got written down. He's fine.
Yeah, we had the priest.
Abbott's fine.
The priest as well. Father Lucius.
Yay, nice one. Lucian.
Yeah, Lucian. That's a cool one to remember. Checking with him because I imagine he'll probably have something to do with the abbot now that the abbot's been friendly. And this isn't out party money. This is out of mine. But I'm going to, just give 50 electrum pieces to the father. Just help him with supporting the local populace and whatnot. Nice.
If from what you know of, I mean, that's really nice, Adam. I don't want to belittle the gesture, but from what you know of Kresk, the goats are far more appreciated than the actual coin. But yeah, it's it's a gesture well received, regardless.
Moving on, gents. Just stopping it. Now we're goatless.
The primal screen.
Ted, did you name the other 7 goats?
Dave, Dee, Dozy, Beaky, Mikatich, and Agatha.
Perfect.
Prefer the
That was beautiful that you just had that ready.
Bonzo Dog Doodah band better.
I'm just happy no one asked Mark. It would have been scrote, wank, fuck.
What?
Just their nicknames.
Okay. Jeff, Bellend, Wanker. Yeah, that's pretty right. Yeah, that's roughly what it would have been.
Yeah. Fuckwit, arsewit.
Midwit, lackwit.
Lackwit. Okay. So Kresk seems battened down. You, not much traffic has travelled for the across Barovia. They'll tell you that. Not that there's much comes west anyway, but they've not seen or heard of anyone travelling the roads recently.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right, so we've done there. So what we set it up? Are we
Yeah, there's not really anything else to do here unless Dan, Ted, anything else to add? Or?
No, let's get a littlest hobo on.
Go and go and see if Van Richten's still in.
Okay. So spending the night in Kresk, travelling back to Van Richter to the Wizard's Tower. Give me the picture of the Wizard's. There you go. So on approach to the tower, you see the light on inside on the top floor. The wagon is also there as well.
Just take a turn throwing stones, see if someone can get one in through the top window.
The wagon was the one-legged woman, wasn't it? Or was it the wagon Van Richten's?
No, is there a saber-tooth inside it?
Not in this one. No, that was that was in Vallaki. Yeah. So if you're trying to get attention, if you're throwing stones or whatever you're doing, it will be a woman that appears at the window. This is Esmeralda or Ez, as she likes to be called. And she's greetings, gentlemen. Please come. And she sort of stops herself. Rictavio is here as well. Come. So you do the gesture thing if you recall. You open the door. The electric boogaloo. Yeah.
That's what Count Dankula's second channel's called. It's called Count Dank 2 Electric Boogaloo, which I thought was quite amusing.
Which one's Count Dankula?
The guy who did the Absolute Madness video.
The Scottish fellow.
Yeah.
So up you go. You're now in the room. It's a little bit cramped there with the four of you. The Iron Giant. I'm assuming that you probably stayed downstairs.
Yeah, I'll leave it on guard at the door.
So you see Rictavio and Esmeralda inside. Pleased to see you. Happy to see you. Wanting to catch up on the news and everything that's happened.
Fill them in. We'll fill them in.
I was going to say,
it's not fine. I
was going to say, just before we fill them in, is there anything anyone in the group feels we need to keep from them?
I can't think of anything.
Because obviously we've had this discussion before, so we know that we're excluding whatever we don't want. If there's
Mark accepted a dark gift.
Yeah, probably don't mention that.
It's probably worth doing that because this guy is a destroyer of dark things.
I mean,
is
I'm
it
sure
worth
nothing
mentioning
could
that
possibly go wrong.
we do know there were dark gifts, and one of them appears to be what Strahd accepted?
Yeah, but we won't mention that Mark's had one, just in case.
Had one, yeah.
But is there anything else? I think that's
What
probably the
about
only
the-
thing we want to really cover
What
over.
about the Lich?
Yeah, we don't need to mention the Lich, do we? Really?
I kind of feel he's going to find out about that anyway, because when Mordenkainen rejoins us at some point, it's probably going to come up.
Yeah.
So I think clear the air on that one now. I mean, I think Rictavia's, well, he's probably got more to know about with Strahd than to worry about a Lich that isn't really a threat.
Unless Mordenkainen fucking heals him.
He probably hasn't got great restoration access. Fingers crossed.
I mean, we
So,
also
yeah,
did
so-
tell him to not restore him.
So literally just not letting him know about Akxikas accepting a dark gift. Everything else is on the table. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. So there's lots for Az seems to take most of this in her stride, and she's sort of nodding enthusiastically for you to continue your story, and then occasional, she's a good audience. You get sort of gasps of, sort of you've done what? That's amazing type gasps. Rictavio just studies all of you as you're talking. But you can, judging his body language, I'll sort of give you for free without an insight check. His ears, as it were, prick up. Not at the mention of dark, not at the mention of the Lich. Doesn't seem fazed by that at all. The dark gift and the fact that Strahd's dark gift seems to have come from the Amber Temple.
We didn't tell him about that. That was the bit we didn't tell him.
We told him about Strahd's gift from the temple.
Yeah.
So that piques his interest. And of the rest of your travels that you've been on, the other piece of information that rouses his interest the most is the tome that you found. The tome with Strahd's personal diary in.
Yeah.
And you can tell, as you mentioned this, that he sort of moves forwards a little bit and adjusts himself on the chair, and you can tell he's being patient.
Which one of us has got that?
It was in the bag of holding, as far as I know.
It might have been nibbled by a goat.
Hopefully not.
Is it stuck in a tunnel of goats?
It's not one I've labelled in
There's
the
no
bag.
a small child stuck in the tunnel of goats.
Was that in the temple?
The tunnel of goats. No, that was on Craggy Island.
Move away from the goats. Every way.
The tome you've actually had for a while. It was underneath the tree. Curiously, but as you continue your story, you can tell he wants to ask about it, and you get the idea that he wants. So you hurry up the story. You divulge everything. You tell him because you didn't say not, but I'm just going to confirm this. You're going to tell him about the Were Ravens.
We've got permission, haven't we? We can tell.
We've got permission from the Were Ravens, so yeah.
It's also making him aware that we have permission. They said tell no one. We saw they were fans of you when they saw your book, and we said, the only person if we see him we'll tell is Van Richten. That's all that's how we're allowed to tell you.
Yeah. So to this, he sort of nods appreciatively at your cunning, basically. But as you bring your story to conclusion, he sort of looks around and he'll say, "The tome, may I see it?"
Yeah, whoever's got it. I don't know.
We know who's got it. Give us a moment.
Yeah. When we work out which one of us is carrying it, you can have it.
We're a D&D party. Someone's got it written down somewhere, I'm sure.
I've kept good track of the bag of holding since I've had it, but it was not in it when I was given the bag of holding.
Consider abdication. I will return.
Ooh. So you pass over this tome, and he's fixated by it for a good 10 minutes, and it's an uncomfortable silence. I mean, she's doing that thing where she sort of sit there and she's looking between you all and looking back at Van Richten as if to say, "You know what you're doing? You're being rude. What's happening? What's happening?" And he's just studying. He's taking it all in very carefully, just one page at a time.
Why not? Asking Ez if she's got a cup of tea, engaging Ez in general chit chat, but glossing her over fun. Yeah.
I've got the lich tea still.
That should be released as an actual thing.
English breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
So after, as you were talking to Ez, she'll tell you a tale or two of how she's been into Castle Ravenloft herself. She does have the ability to go unnoticed. She can cast invisibility as a spell, and she will tell you that over the past week, a lot of traffic that you would normally want to avoid has been heading towards Castle Ravenloft. She's seen, I mean, the normal undead that walk through the land, they all seem to be retreating back to Castle Ravenloft. She's seen from a distance the occasional werewolf, but wolves, bats, rats, you name it, anything that you would consider either puppets of or minions of Strahd heading back to Castle Ravenloft. And as Van Richten finishes with this tome, he sort of closes it and he turns to you just as Esmeralda finishes telling you this, and he'll say, "Well, it's time then, gentlemen. There's not much left to do." So my question is, we are at the end game. What's the plan?
Are we abandoning going to the Revenants, or are they worth? They are another people that are opposed.
We'll put it to him that was our intention, was to go to the Revenants next, see what the situation is there, because we were told that, because obviously, Mordekainen was. He knows of Mordekainen, and that we're still trying to find Mordekainen's book. And that's the last place we can think it would be, because we said it was near the swamp. That's near the swamp, as Dan said earlier, and Mordekainen would be a powerful ally in this fight. And
certainly would.
Yeah, I mean, I'm interested. Did he react at all when we said we've got the batshit crazy abbot on side?
No, impressed. But no, not well. Very impressed, if you like. But not necessarily. You didn't shake his faith in it.
It's whether he thinks that slight delay of us going to the Revenants to see if there is a chance of the books there is worth it to get Mordekainen into the final, the ultimate showdown of ultimate destiny.
Yeah, sure. Well, he what he'll say to you is, given enough time, he can commune. He can cast. Oh, crikey! I've forgotten what it's called. What's the third level spell, Dan? To sending.
For which one?
So he can prepare that and communicate with Mordekainen and summon him and get him ready. Get Mordekainen here, ready for the fight. In terms of the Revenants, Mordekainen, Van Richten will say to you that it's a very good idea. And he and, well, depending on what your last plan is, Van Richten and Ez will now travel with you.
Wicked. He's quite tough, isn't he?
Well, as I said, our plan was Revenants, go to whatever made Velaki, and then essentially storm the keep. in some form of stylish cinematic final throwdown.
Yeah, so Van Richten will say, because he's here as a swan song. This is his. He knows he's getting old. He knows this is probably the last action that he'll be capable of. His approach was going to be stealth, attempt to take Strahd from the side, but now that you're here and everything that you've achieved, now that Mordenkainen's on side, now that the Abbot is on side, now that you've got a dragon on your side.
Yeah, bitches.
Okay.
Say a little dragon. Let's just slow it down.
And then as he's talking through this plan and he's asking you what the end game actually is, he looks down at this tome. And he holds the tome up in front of you. I'm going to hold the Curse of Strahd, and he'll say, "This is the key. This is how you get him. This is his secret. This is his past. If this gets out, it will be the end of Strahd's reputation. This is how he was created. This is why the curse is. If Strahd becomes aware that you are in possession of this, he will bend all of his considerable might and power to get it back. Maybe you could use this to your advantage."
Yeah, we can pick the time and the place. We don't want it to be Castle Ravenloft for sure.
Oh, it depends, because what we know so far is every time he dies, he comes back to life. So there's got to be some other piece. Isn't there like a glowing red heart at the top of his tower or something? And our tarot cards, it was the mist, the battleground has been set for us because of the tarot cards. The mist, when we had it unveiled, was it behind his lover or something? Which the closest we've got is maybe the way up the tower is behind the giant portrait of woman in his library.
No, but I've got up the tower and I didn't go through the portrait because I saw that heart. I went walking up a different set of stairs to it. Me and Rokkr walked past that because we walked past it. We're like, "The fuck is that? No idea. Don't touch it. Keep going." While you guys were in the library.
Would Rictavio, or not Van Richten, know anything about what this big glowing?
But you're quite right. The portrait was in the library, so it's whether there's something behind that.
Yeah.
So Esmeralda would be able to shed some light on some of this, as she's been into Castle Ravenloft invisible a few times. She will tell you that she's also seen the heart, this pulsating red heart. She doesn't know what that is. But the fact that it's a pulsating heart seems, and Van Richten will chime in, and he'll say that surely that's got something to do with the...
When I remember right, the Draco Lich asked us to destroy it or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the Draco Lich's heart, wasn't it?
That was the assumption, yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, because that was right at the top and really near the top of one of the towers, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So we could do a blue dragon halo drop.
Yeah.
Nice. In terms of the painting, as Esmeralda's seen it as well, she's not investigated it. There was a large fireplace with the picture of Irina on it. Obviously, now that picture isn't Irina; it's Tatiana.
Lost bride.
And the fireplace that it's in is huge. But she'll say, I've never thought to investigate behind, but maybe so. So Van Richten is going to chime in a couple of other points. He's going to say to you that you've been following the card readings, as Nik quite clearly pointed out. The fates have decided that your final confrontation is going to be behind this picture. That has been foretold, and so far everything that has been foretold has come true. You have the Sun Sword, you have the symbol, you have the book, the tome, which of all of the items that you've discovered in Barovia is the lynch pin to enraging Strahd. So the final battleground will be Castle Ravenloft. It's been foretold.
Right.
And then he will ask the question, do I need to reveal myself as Van Richten now that it's time?
Who?
Only if you visit the Were Ravens so they don't kill us for telling you.
I mean, yeah, he may want to introduce himself to the Were Ravens because that might even sway the Were Ravens a bit more into our camp. Because at the moment, they weren't really willing to come and help us in the fight or anything, were they?
Yeah, they're not. They're willing to be our allies, but not
Directly.
to oppose Strahd.
Yeah. So it might be we suggest to him that he might be the final chance of fully recruiting them while we go and investigate revenants, and then we host a war council in Vallaki. If we can gather our allies there,
everyone. Yeah,
we'll have a war council.
Sure.
Rather than make a plan now and then we go to the revenants and there's something turns it on its head, let's sort the revenant thing first to make sure we've got everything drawn up as what we can.
Then we know what we're doing.
Then we'll have the war council in Vallaki afterwards.
Let's
that
not forget,
sounds like a.
We've also got the stents, which was another thing on our list, and would also take out one of Strahd's allies.
Yeah, so that's another thing if he feels that's worth it. Were the stents, do we have to go past Ravenloft to get to the stents or not?
No, the stents were outside Vallaki.
Okay, so that's another thing that we can do on the way into Vallaki is go and have a word with them, because I'm sure Ted would like to face them.
I have a word with. I have a feeling it's.
What exactly was your deal with the stents? I couldn't quite remember.
They were very nasty toward my friends who was a bear.
Wasn't
They
a bear
locked me in a
bear
cage when I was a kid.
Wasn't a bear that laughs in people's heads, was it? Because I don't understand that.
No, it wasn't Artus.
that would be completely understandable because that's a bit freaky. How to completely upset a pub that you're trying to quiet now.
Have a bear talk in your head.
Yeah.
In all fairness, at no point did we ever try and calm that pub down.
No. That's why that fight went on a lot longer than it should have done.
We just shut windows.
Anyway,
And set fire and stuff.
So yeah, so Revenants, Stents, War Council in Vallaki. Panic?
Yeah. Underpants filled with poop.
I mean, we can use the Ravens to start to essentially send out the summons of the war camp. Now, whether that's people that are actually going to come and fight with us or people that are just allied with us that want to come and add their 2 cents. I just have this vision of, storming the front gate with a mob of Vallaki citizens, like at the start of the Van Helsing film.
Stop chewing
I'm
my
sure that didn't go well the last time they tried it, though.
I know, very funny.
Has anyone seen the film Monster Squad?
No.
I got berated heavily by
what? Hold up, Monster Squad. This is an 80s film where they hunt down. It's amazing. They hunt down Dracula, werewolf.
It was free on I think it was Prime.
So
I watched it again. It's fucking great.
I'm just IMDbing it right now to add it to things to watch out for.
I mean,
it's a good film.
You can watch it with the kids. I mean, the it is a kids' film pretty much, but it's really good.
It's basically the Goonies, but monster hunting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
As I recall.
Is a line in it.
I mean, the only recent monster film that I watched that I really enjoyed was it Werewolf by Nomics, the Marvel one. That was amazing.
Yeah,
that was great.
I've not even heard of that one.
No, me
it's on Disney Plus. It's Werewolf by Night. It's fantastic. I'm going to be watching it every Halloween from now on.
Oh, okay, cool.
It was such good fun. It was the proper tongue-in-cheek B-movie, almost kind of camp. Oh, it's great fun. It's all black and white. Fantastic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that sounds good.
I watched Frozen Empire last night. I enjoyed that.
Well worth watching.
Yeah, well, all the reviews say it's better than the last one. The last one was quite good, as far as I'm concerned. So
yeah, it's all right. It's all right. I enjoyed it. I like the story. It's a continuation of the Ghostbuster story, which is still hilarious. So
the first one will never be beat. But I mean, 2 got slagged off, and I enjoyed Ghostbusters.
Oh, I love Ghostbusters 2.
Yeah, I did. It
Yeah.
didn't get very well received, and it's like it's harsh because I thought it was great.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those films that is now quite liked.
Yes,
But
it just
when it
wasn't
came
at the
out,
time.
Yeah, I like the one with Kristen Wiig as well. The one with the women. I thought it was funny.
I didn't really like that one, but there was one line that had me in stitches when is it Chris Hemsworth who they hire as the secretary?
Yeah.
He's thick as shit.
Yeah.
And he's talking. He asks if he says, "Can I bring my cat into work? Allergic to cats?" He goes, "Oh no, my cat's a dog." He said, "Well, his full name's Michael Hat, but we call him Mike for short."
Honestly, most of the stuff he said really tickled me. I found it was okay. I didn't really get into it, but every time he was on, it was great.
Yeah, that was the one laugh out loud. It was all right. I mean, I certainly don't think he deserved the slagging off he got.
No, he
I
didn't.
did watch an episode of Doctor Who on iPlayer, though, the newest one, because I thought it might be good.
Well,
No.
I'll give it his chance, but I've not watched it yet. So,
well, it's the only one with a half decent review so far. So I thought I'd give it a go. And basically, Doctor Who cries
without saying what happens.
He cries. That's it. He gets into trouble. He cries, and then other people sort him out. I'm not even joking. It's like, oh, thank God I've got great friends, eh? Because I did fuck all.
That's really.
Yeah. Really?
I'll get round to him. At the moment, just before I came on, I was.
It's on iPlayer now. It's on, anybody that's remotely interested. First 3 episodes are on.
Oh, I will be, but I've been rewatching all the previous seasons first, and the run up to it. Every time a new one comes out, I rewatch the whole lot first. So
it was a Chris Chibnall wrote it, and was it Chris Chibnall? Oh, I can't remember. One of the guys who was Moffat, Stephen Moffat, I think it was, that wrote it, and his past episodes have been pretty good. So
heading towards the Revenants. If Van Richten's on side to go to the Ravens first, and then we'll use Fester's Raven network to gather the troops.
Yeah,
sure.
So we're just basically just heading off to.
We will need to let Vallaki know there's a dragon coming to land, though.
Yeah, and he's all right.
Just before that causes a problem.
Yeah.
Let's forewarn Barry Goodguy, the de facto leader of
Blue Dragon lands. Leave it. It's fine. Any other dragon colour, panic.
So he Van Richten is still he says right. So I am to reveal myself then.
If he feels.
That's
his choice, it's his identity, but certainly we would recommend it to the Ravens. But...
He'll say, well, I believe it's time. So he takes off a hat, and as he does so, the Rictavio image disappears, and Van Richten appears in front of him. And this guy is, you're talking 70-year-old. Gentleman, liver spots, quite upright, and he still looks quite spry, but you can tell he's clearly an old man.
Oh, we're talking Kirk Douglas sort of thing.
Or Christopher Lee.
Christopher Lee is exactly what you're looking at. Right. But he'll sort of toss the hat towards you all, and it's a hat of disguise. It is a magic item that and he'll say, well, I won't be needing this anymore. And he's sort of on his finger. It's only now that you've noticed this, now that he's taken that hat of disguise off. He has. It's a curious looking ring that he will mention to you as well. It's a ring with what looks like a brain on it. And it's a ring. Oh, let me just tell you, mind shielding, ring of mind shielding.
What's that? Stops you being brain red.
Yeah, well,
it can't be by divination or something.
Yeah, and he'll say, "This is how I've managed to stay hidden. That the hat is a nice disguise, but if I don't need it anymore, but this is how I'm able
keep
to."
Hold of that for now. Keep hold of the ring for now till the end.
Could we potentially use the hat to disguise one of us as the girl that he likes to get one of us into the castle easier?
Dan already said he wanted it, so Dan's nominated himself.
Well, that could be. You can look after that, Ted. You're the stealthiest out of all of us now, I think.
Well, I'm just thinking the hat would work quite well with sort of your persuasion, deception, acting, performance type things, wouldn't it?
Generally, yeah, you get more favourable if you don't look like. Yeah,
So you're Mr. Charisma, aren't you, Dan?
I'd say the hat's.
I don't know how good you are at deception. I'm good with the other.
I'm good at intimidation.
but-
That's +10, but I've only
Okay.
got +6 to deception.
Okay, so it's about the same, whereas my persuasion's up. Okay.
Right up you.
I
Right
don't
up.
mind you. I don't mind you doing it, dude. I don't mind one bit. You know, it's, at the end of the
So
day,
have I
you
got a hat of disguise?
Oh, Dave's
didn't
gone.
get anything before, really. So
How stupid does it look? Obviously, what the picture looks like.
Well, when it goes on, it doesn't look like anything because you just disguise it to not be there.
unless you want it to be there,
Unless you want it to be there, but you can make it look like whatever you want because it's a hat of disguise.
you could make it into a plastic hard hat with an inverted pentagram on the front.
It doesn't have a picture. You can have it look however you want.
It says, "Don't panic, I'm not a Norwegian satanic terrorist" on it.
I always used to imagine it's looking probably a little bit like the sorting hat, but yeah.
It's a sorting hat now.
Sorry.
But it does exactly as Dan says.
Oh yeah.
Gryffindor.
And Dave will tell me when I'm allowed to attune to it. Until then, it's not attuned.
Well, what's for the rest of the night, because it's night time that you've arrived, for the rest of the night, Van Richten's, I mean, it's a no-brainer that you're going to stay here. Van Richten will prepare and cast Sending in the morning, so you can attune to it now, Dan. And he will report back that Mordenkainen has been unsuccessful in finding his spell book. He has made it to the Amber Temple, but if we're asking him to, if it's time, which it certainly seems like it is, Mordenkainen will return and meet at Vallaki as soon as possible.
He can return at any point, can't he? Almost effectively with his teleport.
I believe so, yeah. Let me just...
The idea was we're going to the Revenant camp. We wouldn't need to return him until effectively the day of meeting.
Teleport, yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. I just need to double check. Sorry,
Right, now that's me.
Areas of Barovia. There we go. Because his spells have actually slightly changed, and I just want to make sure. Right, here we go. He hasn't got teleport. He does not have teleport, but he can fly.
Can't you get teleport from the Lich?
Well, this is the problem. He hasn't had enough time to properly study.
Right. Could ask Lado there before he casts his send to just say, what the plans. We're heading over to the Revenant, see if we can find his spell book. In the meantime, stay there, see if you can learn a bit more, and then come across when we're ready.
You can reply to Sending, so we want to know how long it thinks he would take to get back to Vallaki, so we can give him enough notice to get to Vallaki.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
because I've got Sending as well, so it's not like we can't communicate with him in a bit.
Okay. Given the volatile nature of the weather in the north and the fact that his quickest way of getting to you is casting the fly or repeat casting the fly spell, fly only lasts for 10 minutes, and if he uses all of his resources to get back, he's best off abandoning the search for more power, flying back now, and meeting you at Vallaki.
Yeah,
I honestly kind of think we need to leave this as Mordenkainen's choice, because if he's not going to be, I don't know what his full power is without his spell book. If it's not enough, if it's not enough to tip the battles, are we just going to be sacrificing a major mage? Or
yeah,
That's
Our next plan of action is to look for a spell book, so I think we hold fire until.
Yeah, I'd say we'll wait to the Revenants and we message it. Literally, I'll save a spell. So as soon as the Revenants are dealt with, we can do a sending spell to him, head for the Vallaki camp, head for Vallaki, and wait till he gets there.
Down.
And once we get there, that's when we can start sending out Raven Network to summoning everybody in.
But you could do Send into the Dragon as well, can't you, Adam? If need be.
Potentially, yeah. I'll just make sure to save at least one slot for Mordenkainen, because the Dragon will probably have another rest and the Dragon can get there a lot faster. But the Raven Network should be able to hopefully get most, because Fester's Raven Network's proved quite useful.
It certainly has.
All hail the Raven Lord.
To little furry Annie. Yeah.
I'm the one with the symbol of Ravenkind. They should be listening to me.
Ravenkind.
Van Rixen's on board. He will say that Mordenkainen is keen to start traveling now. With his vast power, the chance with the weather that he would miss the final confrontation is something that Mordenkainen and you guys and Van Richten, I'm sure, wouldn't be willing to risk.
No, we're leaving it at Mordenkainen's choice, but it's just to let him and make him aware of what we're doing.
Okay. So Mordenkainen's on the way, basically. Okay. So is that, in terms of the end game, what I've got so far, Van Richten and Esmeralda are coming with you. They're going to go to the Martikovs.
First.
Declare themselves.
Yeah, even if they can't, I mean, the key one for us there is even if they can't get them on side for the fight, to try and get at least their key important figures, so probably the head of the family, to be able to attend the war meet in Vallaki. So we've got the Ravens' input, even if they're not intending to fight, just to be there for that input.
And they'll know what we're doing as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, and then we've got Mordenkainen has been contacted, who is now en route to the War Council in Vallaki. We've got Tethex is only a couple of. He's on the way.
We could do him short notice, really.
Yeah, the Stent family are on the outskirts of the. So you'll come to the Vistani camp before you get into Vallaki. So depending on. Yeah. And then all that's left is Argynvost Holt, which everyone seems to be.
And it's again, our few allies from Kresk to get them to come along, including the Abbot, even the ones that aren't necessarily going to fight, just so everyone's aware. And basically those that want to fight can fight.
Okay.
If they want in, they're in. And it's again, do we want to communicate with whatever was in the very first village? Because I can't remember. I don't really think there was much over that way, but it's again. The few people that we do know, because there was the brother of Irina. Ted's died.
Ted's dead.
Ted's dead.
Ted's dead, baby.
We'll catch you.
I think he'd been gesturing at the screen for a while like that. I thought it was dramatic license to start with, but you know. So it's basically a call to arms. Anybody that wants to come and help in some way or other, be it fighting or other ways. But it's obviously got to be done by the Ravens quietly, so we don't draw too much attention to the hacking.
Okay. Just one point to clarify. How are you contacting the Abbot?
Hopefully Ravens.
Raven.
I mean, as long as they can talk at the other end somehow.
Question: how would Ravens communicate with the Abbot?
Yeah, I just realised that as a suggestion.
Yeah.
Again, hang on. What level spells sending?
Third.
And how far away is Argynvost from here?
From the tower, you'd get there by nightfall.
Before we went to bed, then I'd have burnt a third level sending spell because I've got
Sure.
roads by that point. Yeah.
So it's for the abbots.
I did one to the abbot and one to Father Lucian as well, just so they both know what's going on, just to make sure. And obviously, it basically instructs them where we're meeting, when we're meeting, and also to notify the Mayor of Kresk as well in case he wanted to attend as essentially.
Okay, so okay, fine. So
Quite literally, God can't kill us all. If the whole of Barovia descends.
Yes.
I think the dice will be the judge of that, I don't know. Okay. So because we're at 10 o'clock now, and what I don't want to do is I don't want to rush anything. We've had a lovely campaign so far. Why rush it now? But what I am gonna do is, if you're happy, is take you to Argynvost Holt to finish the session. Yep. Well, we'll see if we can get some of this done this evening.
A little bit into it, but yes, yeah.
Yeah. So, where are we? There it is.
Just as a quick reminder for the Revenants, the Revenant was the thing we met on the road when the Black Carriage and everything, very early game.
Correct.
Yes.
Was that when I was flirting with the vampires?
Yes.
Right. Just as an aside, I currently have no internet for some reason.
Oh, okay. So, does that mean you've not got map tools?
Well, not got map tools.
You're Discord only now.
Yeah, I'm on my phone now, so.
Yeah, I gathered that. That's why we're looking up at your nose.
That's a much better signal than usual as well. Is this on 4G?
Well, hopefully it'd be 5, but potentially 4, yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Is the whole of your house not getting any internet then? Is it the actual router that's...
Hey, well, it's just my laptop's gone. Well, I've got no internet access, so I'm going to turn it off and try and turn it back on again. Yeah.
Are we okay to continue then?
Yes.
For now.
As long as Ted's okay, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Do you have anything on your screen of anyone other than Ted?
Yeah.
No, I've just turned it off.
Okay.
Yes.
So, you're on the way to Argynvost Holt, Ted. High above the river valley juts a quiet promontory upon which looms a sepulchral mansion. Its turrets caped with a fairy tale cone. Its towers lined with sculpted battlements. A third of the structure has collapsed, as has part of the roof, but the rest appears intact. A dark octagonal tower rises above the surrounding architecture. Out of the fog comes a distant peal of thunder, quickly accompanied by a howl of wolves in the woods below. But the house stands silent, seeming like the fossilized remains of some long-dead thing smote upon the mountainside. Things that become obvious to you on approach. This is a stately home, is the best way to describe it. A large mansion. In front of you is a large dragon statue. The statue, bizarrely, is not pointing outwards, it's pointing towards the door. So as you're walking towards it, you're walking towards the back of this dragon. The whole of the south side of the building, which you can see on your picture, has totally collapsed. The only thing that you can see in the wind and rain and thunder is it's covered in cobwebs on the south side. There are no lights on. There's most all of the windows are shattered. The door is sort of banging to and fro in the breeze, and there's no sign of life. What do you want to do?
A better signal.
I would like to know in that picture which one of us is the halfling. Who's the short arse?
Sorry, picture. I am.
Oh, it's got to be Dan.
mean
It's got to be Dan
the
because he's got the hat and disguise.
people in the bottom corner. Or am I looking at a different picture?
Yeah, people in the bottom corner. It's got to be Dan because he's the one with the hat and disguise.
I can only make myself look a foot shorter.
You must have been a short arse anyway then.
I've just got one leg.
It's another fan art picture. It's a good one.
Yeah. So, I mean, we really don't know a lot about this place at all, do we?
All you know is the revenants are not friendly towards Strahd. And of the one that you have met and could have potentially done something about, you chose not to. So that you know very little else about the revenants.
So it's just group decision of whether we go in here trying to go in here relatively stealthily and explore, or we go in and make ourselves known and try and open communication. That's the decision. Because we don't want to go in stealthily and then when we meet them go,
I'm
hi, we're here.
thinking back a long way, Dave. I'm thinking back a long way. We saw a revenant skeleton on the road that got cut down by Strahd's wife's chariot.
Correct.
We picked up effectively his cloak, his insignia, his tabard, whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
Could I disguise self to have myself showing that insignia and kind of have tabard as almost like a sign of respect if we've returned? But to be honest, even not disguised as one of them, just having the tabard.
Could that be taken the other way though? If you're just walking in there,
don't wear it.
You didn't help them.
I'm not wearing it, walking in.
Yeah. Okay. So
is the dragon statue? Is that kind of like a central piece, like a shrine? You could potentially place it there, do a prayer, and back up, and kind of show a sign of respect.
So just talk me through it again, then. So you're
not wearing, kind of holding the tabard that we'd taken from that skeleton.
Yeah.
And almost looking for anything that would look like you could do a sort of memorial-esque thing. I don't know if the dragon statue is like in the centre of town that you could kind of lay it at the feet of it and kind of step back and do the sort of soldiers.
Yeah.
Hold
it into a triangle.
You could do. You can approach the statue. Well, I mean, as you approach the statue, then as you sort of having a recce of the front. I'll read you the description of the dragon statue. Perched atop a 10-foot wide, 10-foot high cube of granite is a moss-covered statue of a dragon. Its wings tucked close to its body. The statue looks east towards the mansion, and I do, if I remember rightly. I think I've just seen it. Level 2. So there is the statue. As you crest round the statue, the mouth opens, and you feel this cold wind brushing past you. But other than that, there's no other effect from this statue. It's not necessarily a shrine or a centerpiece. This is some kind of alarm system or a deterrent of. Okay.
Trying to just get anything that might be watching us to notice we are returning and paying respect to them and their thing rather than coming as aggressors.
Well, okay. That would essentially knock and walk in and ask was what I was getting with that. Yeah.
Sure. Okay. So yeah, you lay the tabard down. You can attach it to the dragon itself or to the plinth that it's on.
To baste a wiener, I shall return.
Base a wiener. Wiener.
And kind of just after kind of a moment's silence, kind of we're here as opposition of Strahd.
Okay. Okay. There's still no movement. Nothing inside seems to change.
And fireball down.
Yeah, that's a good shout. He moved far enough away from us that he's safe for fireballing. And it's been, it's been a few sessions since I fireballed that.
Oh.
I mean, if there's no response at all, are we just essentially going in? But again, I would say not going in being deliberately loud, but also we're not going in stealthily. We're going in cautiously, but looking around, making sure that we're not looking like we're skulking, just heading in. So that's, if there's any other point.
Sure.
So obviously I can produce flame because there's nothing. There's no lights or anything, is there?
No, it's dark. It's dark inside the mansion, and with it approaching night time, yeah, you're going to need a light source for those. That I mean, you're what's it? Dark vision party, though, aren't you?
Yeah. It's just Adam, isn't it?
Oh, he's got the goggles of dark vision.
Yes, spectaculars.
Not the normal ones. I've got the cool looking ones because the normal ones look like crap.
So what?
You got the old John.
What I'll do then? Let's take you inside. The main foyer itself. This room feels like a king's tomb. There's a grand staircase which leads up to stone balconies held aloft by stone pillars and arches. A tall, faded tapestry depicting a nobleman in silver armour hangs from an iron rod above the staircase landing. 6 sets of double doors lead from this main foyer. Along the walls, displayed on marble pedestals, are 3 alabaster busts of handsome men. The 4th bust and its pedestal have been knocked over, and their shattered remains strewn across the mosaic floor. 2 chandeliers of wrought iron hang from the ceiling like monstrous black spiders. You see, as you're looking around this room, a great shadow with wings move across the wall and disappear. You hear the soft, bestial hiss in the darkness, and it seems to be heading out the back of this room into double doors that are open.
What we come into?
But there are, from this room, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sets of double doors. All of them are closed except for this one double door that's open, which is where this shadow seems to have gone towards, and this bestial hiss is now coming from.
Kind of whisper to the others, separate, spread out.
What, all pick a different door?
Are we in a room where we can't spread out?
No, it's a big room. But
like we're into a Scooby-Doo chase scene with all these doors.
Oh no, it's more that the last time we came up against a dragon, which it might not be, but it's got wings. We've just seen a statue of a dragon. The last time we came against a dragon, we were all stood together and all nearly died in a single breath.
Going down.
So now that hiss has gone left out, look, we can still hear the hiss through there, but there's nothing else happening.
The hiss is now receded.
The double doors it's gone through. Are there any of the double doors particularly? Is there any other double doors on that same wall? Or where are the doors? Are they all down the left and the right? Or
well, you've got as you're looking through this large chamber in front of you, you've got stairs going up and then bifurcating to the north and south.
good word.
Beyond them, at the other side, so almost underneath the balcony, are the double doors. That one's closed. The one to the left is open, and then you've got two sets of double doors on the walls that are adjacent to you.
Okay, so 2 on each wall, essentially.
Yes.
There's the potential chance. I mean, how wide is the room? Is it really, 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 really wide, or just quite wide?
Yeah, it's 10, 20, 30, 60 feet long and 50 feet wide.
Okay, sizable room.
Yeah, big room.
It's whether the doors on either side go through to the same area, or we want to poke our head round the one that it's gone through to see if it's gone in there, or what it is. I volunteer, Nick.
Pardon me.
You've got the best saves, mate.
You have.
I use the hat of disguise to put on a brave face.
Nice. So you're going to have a shufty through the open doors?
That's got to be inspiration.
He's already got it.
I know. That's why you give it to him again. It doesn't matter.
So the room beyond, this is through the double doors that are open. There's a 20-foot long table with a sculpted dragons for legs stands in the centre of this hall. The chairs that surround the table have backs carved to resemble folded dragons' wings, and several of the chairs have been overturned or smashed to pieces. Suspended above the table is a crystal chandelier that glows with a soft white light. Standing in windowed alcoves are two life-size statues depicting knights with winged dragon helms and shields. Rainwater trickles through the cracks in the ceiling, flowing down the west wall and adding a large pool of water to the floor. 5 sets of wooden doors lead from this hall. The doors in the northeast corner hang open. A pair of leaded glass doors, their panes cracked and broken, stand open between panels of stained glass set into the east wall. These panels depict silver dragons in flight. Beyond the glass doors lies a dark, misty room that appears to be a chapel. You are drawn towards this room that appears to be a chapel. It is on a continuation. So as you've gone through this door, this large dining room with the table in front has double doors open beyond into the chapel, and the shadow passes over the wall of this chapel and into a statue. And beyond the statue are a set of windows. You're drawn naturally towards the chapel, but the shadow seems to be heading towards the outside and this window. And through the window, you can see a mausoleum, which is on the outside. There's what looks like a graveyard outside with graves that have been dug up, and beyond that is this large mausoleum. It's tarnished silver-plated gargoyles shaped like dragon wormlings cling to the stone-tiled roof of this mausoleum. It's an 8-foot tall, 4-foot wide white marble door set into the southwest wall. And you can just, through the windows, make out the name embossed over the top. And it is Argynvost.
The insignia on the Revenant's clothes, is it a silver dragon by any chance?
Yes.
I'm noticing a theme.
Okay. Yeah. I return to, I say the resident cleric, he's religion's fucking intelligence. But I asked the group if they know of any sort of silver dragons that are worshipped, or if we could ask our gods if we know of any silver dragons.
Have we still got JMO Stickerboard?
Bahamut looks silver, but he's platinum and is a
I know.
god.
I know about Bahamut.
Yeah.
But I don't know if my character does.
Let's have a history or religion check from you all. Then you can all choose, and we can whatever you roll, we'll have a group check.
How many guidances do we have to spread around?
I've got a guidance.
Anyone else have guidance?
I do. I'll give someone guidance.
You
Don't
can
know who's
guide
best
yourself.
to. I've got.
I'm going to guide myself.
I don't.
Oh,
I won't have guidance, and no one said they were doing it, so I'll just do religion.
It doesn't matter for me which one I choose. So
Jarek's been super fun. Betsy,
Okay.
get off.
So not necessarily worshipped. Jarek's your man for this. Clearly.
That was the guidance as well because I didn't roll.
Yeah. So you've not heard of any silver dragon being worshipped, but from what Jarek would be able to surmise from what you've seen so far, that this is not necessarily worshipped. This is more to follow as a lord of a land, perhaps either the lord of this mansion was indebted to or followed or had some connection to silver dragons. But what you would all universally know is silver dragons are known to be valiant warriors.
and shiny.
And incredibly shiny.
Shinier than a really shiny thing.
They're
When it's just
shiny
been shined. Yeah.
by a shine merchant.
Yep.
A shiny demon.
You
And
got
then
shit on your
in the middle of the road.
shoulders.
In the middle of the road. And what did he say?
He said,
Hey, the best song in the world.
I'll eat your soul.
Oh.
I really don't know what we're doing right now.
Oh.
So, I mean, that was really good scouting, Dan. I'm impressed.
I looked at things and used my eyes. There's also a chair that looks relatively comfy, if that helps.
Oh yes, I've got. It's been a long walk. Yeah, that would be good.
So the options, there's, I mean, both to look at, but it's being respectful. Do we have an idea that, or in this lore, are metallic dragons seen as good and lawful? There's not a. I mean, is it quite clear cut? Because I'm playing in an Everon campaign where all your conventional, these are good, these are bad, go out the window, anyone's anything. In this sort of setting we're in, is it very much metallic dragons are good, chromatic dragons are bad?
Yeah. Well, because half of you are from Beatrill and the others from Kryn. So yeah, you would be aware of the fact that on a good day, a silver dragon would be on the side of good.
Generally assumed to be good.
Yeah.
Oh, tang the poon.
We go to the chapel then.
Yeah, sure. As our resident cleric, shall I go first?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you enter the chapel, cracked wooden pillars support a wooden U-shaped balcony that overhangs this stone-walled chapel. Narrow archways lead to spiral staircases that curl up into the balcony, and a door set into the north wall has a wooden beam barring it. At the east end of the chapel rests a stone altar flanked by iron candelabras. The altar is curved with the rising sun bas-relief. Tall arching windows set with panels of stained glass decorate the walls behind the altar. One of the windows has been shattered, covering the chapel floor with shards of coloured glass and allowing thick fog to enter the room. The room is completely empty. You do, as Jarek enters, you do not sense any presence. You do not sense anything particularly holy about this site. And as you look around where you've been through so far in this mansion, you can tell that it has been plundered. Everything about this place has got the look of a mansion that's been through with a fine-tooth comb and plundered before. But as you're looking around at this stained glass window again, and it's all of your attention now is drawn towards the mausoleum on the outside.
Is it the way to get to leave and go around, or is there a kind of broken wall that we can?
From your vantage point, the best way to there is actually a door in the north. So there is a door which opens up to a set of stairs which snakes around, and there's a path that leads to the mausoleum across the graveyard, if that's where you wished to go.
In the chapel, can I kind of have a prayer and see if either of my gods can pick up like a divine scent of who this was a chapel to?
Sure. This okay. Give me a religion check then, Dan, please. Yeah, again, nothing stands out. It looks like a generic chapel to the Morning Lord you've seen similar in Barovia.
Okay. So you say it looks like the Morning Lord, it's more the iconography on the walls rather than anything's been left to identify it.
Yeah, a lot of the iconography is draconic, but there's the symbol of the sun interspersed everywhere around it.
Draconic? One of the ones I don't. I'm assuming there's no abyssal around here.
No.
I don't believe I read draconic. Can't find my languages are.
On the first page, I think.
Sorry?
On the first page, under where your armor and weapons are.
Oh yeah, no.
I mean, unless I don't suppose we don't need to take rubbings to get our dragon friend to translate at some point. I'm presuming by the time we meet up with him, we've kind of found out one way or another.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be relevant by that point.
Rubbins.
Also, I don't think we've got any wax to get rubbins.
Head down to the mausoleum.
Yeah, man.
Take a saunter.
Is that where we saw the winged shadow head towards?
Yeah.
Follow the winged shadow, because that's the sensible thing to do.
So as you open the door to the exterior, tucked behind the mansion is a fog-shrouded cemetery enclosed with a 7-foot-high fence of wrought iron. The northeast corner stands this mausoleum that you've already seen. So once again, there's an 8-foot-tall, 4-foot-wide white marble door set into the southwest wall, engraved with the name Arghamvost. There's a path from the chapel and the main mausoleum which leads to this chapel door leads to the mausoleum with this white door in front of it. The white door in this mausoleum seems to be the only part of the chapel that is still relatively intact, but it is sealed.
Open the door.
Open.
There seem to be any wording around it in any language?
No, not around it. With a good deal of effort, it perhaps takes two of you to actually shift the door, but eventually the white marble door does shift. The interior of the mausoleum is dark and dusty. You see 4 empty alcoves with raised floors. Etched into the far wall is a verse written in Draconic.
Does anyone have comprehend languages or anything?
No,
No.
it's going to be. It'll be something I picked up as a ritual, hopefully, but I haven't yet.
So none of us. So there's this. None of us can read all what any of these alcoves say. Great.
Can we call into the ether and ask the shadow dragon to read it to us?
Yeah.
Got any paper? You get a wax rubbing on it.
Yeah, we discussed that, but it's yeah. So each of the alcoves have different stuff on it, or
No, the alcoves are completely empty and they're raised on the floor. You get the impression that as this is a mausoleum, that something would have rested there if it was inhabited, but it seems to be empty.
And because they don't speak Draconic, neither insight or perception will help at all.
no?
To decipher anything.
Not really, because there's not really a language similar to Draconic. I'm trying to puzzle through. I mean, I can't give you Abyssal.
Yeah, I've only got Celestial in common, which doesn't feel like it'd be either.
I have Abyssal, Elvish, Sylvan, Undercommon.
Yeah, common, druidic, and elvish.
No, then we just don't know.
No.
Oh well. So do we just explore the rest of the place next time then? Because it's 1:30 now, isn't it? But...
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what I'll do is as Nick's appealing to the sort of shadow dragon. Let's have a persuasion check.
Just to confirm, Nick's appealing to the random shape that we're chasing around this place.
I believe so.
I didn't say chasing.
So a persuasion.
Yeah.
Let's use inspiration. God damn it.
18. 18 still not a bad roll, mate. So you
These dice 2 because of the line.
you in response you hear one word which sort of cascades and passes round the room. Nick, you'd look around to see if anyone else has heard it, but no one else has, and it's just one word that bounces around, and it's rest.
So we need to take a long rest in here.
So something's missing from here and wants to be laid to rest. Calling back to that, have we met you by the Amber Temple? Does your heart need returning to the mausoleum?
There's nothing now. There's no response. You very much get the impression that that's all you're going to get.
Did we get the name of the dragon when we were up near the Amber Temple? Did he say his name?
I don't think so.
Oh.
How big are these alcoves? Because they're 4 alcoves, so it kind of almost feels like returning 4 things, but that seems a bit. And there's just 4 alcoves. There's nothing else in here.
No, not just 4 empty alcoves.
The only thing a dragon's got 4 of is limbs, so we could put a limb in each one, but that doesn't quite feel right. I mean,
We knew we still had bags of flour.
that would also require going all the way back up into the hills to retrieve some of the bones if we think it's that dragon. Unless you think it's the heart, which seems weird to have to go. I don't know. Next time we go to Castle Ravenloft, we're not coming back out without the final throwdown. So,
yeah. The dragon statue in the courtyard.
Will it fit in?
Did it resemble the same body shape as one we fought?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, unless next time we just explore the rest of here to see if there's any other clues we can get. Best guess is it's that dragon in the mountain, but it's what do we need to put here to do it? Or is it the heart? Or even if it is that dragon, because the heart's in the castle, would bring anything here have any difference?
It's whether Mordenkainen not Mordenkainen because of where he is. Would Van Richten be able to speak Draconic or?
Right, so Mordenkainen, if he's on the way past, could we ask him to bring something from the dragon?
That's why I didn't want to ask Mordenkainen, because if it is return the bones, we could ask Mordenkainen to potentially.
Yeah. Yeah. Just on your way past, Mr. Uber Powerful Wizard, can you grab us a couple of dragon bones?
Yeah. What lastly?
Did you not take any of the dragon with you?
No, I don't think so.
I can't remember if we said we did, but we took the heart. We took the gem.
Yeah, I think we only took the gem.
We smelled the batty.
Okay. So what we'll do then, gentlemen, because you're quite right, it is at 10:30. So we'll pick it up on the next session from exactly where we are, and your intention is to continue to explore Argynvostholt.
Yes.
Okay. So I shall stop the stream there.